This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel, The Fashion Bancaire. I'm trying to say this in a French manner, although my French is not good, but I'm trying, okay? I'm trying, you guys. And today, I'm so thrilled to have a brand new visitor to the Fashion Bunker that has not official, well, secretly, this visitor has been here, but now in official capacity. And this visitor and I are going to share a very particular journey. Hold on. Actually, let me take the crop out because yes, you guys, we're talking about the luxury journey. We're talking about the Hermès journey. And so before we get to all the nitty-gritty details, let me just say it's gonna be juicy. So thumb up this video, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and also push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today, gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together on Patreon, gain access to extra perks there as well. Thank you to all my members and patrons who have already pledged. And also thank you to all my co-chatters who are live with me in the chats right now, because I do live stream every Saturday and all of these videos are recorded live in front of a virtual live audience. So thank you guys all for co-chatting with me. Are you ready for my very special guest? You guys, it is my humble pleasure and honor to welcome to the Fashion Bunker, Mademoiselle. I mean, I hope it's Mademoiselle or Madame. I don't know. She's going to tell us if she's Mademoiselle or Madame. Claire. Let's cue in Claire. Here you go, sweetie. Check you out. Claire, are you with us?
I am definitely with you, Dacob.
Hello, Claire. That voice is beyond sexy. But Claire, you're live on YouTube. Welcome.
Thank you for welcoming me here.
Claire, you guys, first and foremost, this lady is, you get mesmerized. So you just look at the photo and you're like, ah, okay. And then when you get kind of, okay, woo, you know, then you gather yourself together and then you realize this lady also has a wonderful Instagram account. And I'm going to spell it. I wrote it out here to not make any spelling mistakes. So it's Claireverneil on Instagram. And I'm going to spell it for all of y'all who are not so, you know, versed in French. Claireverneil. Claireverneil. Now, I will also post the link to follow Claire in the description box underneath this video. Please be sure to check out this wonderful lady's Instagram account and to follow her. And by the way, Claire is sort of a genius. I mean, girl, you are, I read on your Instagram, a lawyer, you are a chef, you love to cook, and you love luxury fashion. Correct?
Yes, all four in one. Better than your better conditioner and shampoo.
Wow, that's, it's better than conditioner and shampoo. Stephanie says, hi, Claire. Happy Day says, gorgeous. Jesus says, oh, hi there. Scam28 says, we are so ready. Greetings from Venezuela.
Hola, ¿qué tal, Venezuela?
Hola, ¿qué tal, Venezuela? Anda, nena. Que hablamos con Claire hoy. So, oh, Nicole Papinchuk says, hey, boss lady Claire.
Yeah, definitely the hat met the girl. So you can leave your hat on, you know?
Yes, even after 6 p.m. You can leave it on in here. The Fashion Bunker allows that. It's elegant. In the Fashion Bunker, if you have a hat like that, you can keep it on.
Definitely, even for more than 9 weeks and a half.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a movie.
And that's a move.
That totally sexy. Claire, I know you're wearing Chanel in this photo, yeah. but we will be talking Hermès. And
yes, as precisely in the picture, it's not obvious. But for some reasons, I've been for a long time an Hermès girl. I've been a Chanel girl for the 90s and all the Carl collections. And step by step, I'm coming more back to Hermes for a few reasons.
Interesting. So in the 90s, you were a Chanel girl, you were more into Carl. And now that
Yeah,
Virginie is taking over, you're kind of drifting away from Chanel a little bit, back to Hermes?
yes, I'm an old girl. That's why I could be a lawyer, get a PhD, and study fashion in New York at the Parsons School of Design, and then now I'm a chef. So it allowed me to buy a lot of Chanel when it was tremendous quality, tremendous design by Kaiser Karl.
Yeah, let me just rewind a second here. Old, you are not.
That's just to hear you say that. Thank you, God.
No. I mean, you guys, you be the judges in the chats because I know you judge anyway. Check this lady out in this photo. Would you? This is not. You are not, girl. No, I do. You're not old. We're just as old as our soul dictates us to be. You know what I mean? If you're young at heart, you're young at heart. I'm 237 years old, and I don't feel a day over 220.
That's it. Yes. So, but what I mean is, yes, I was lucky to be young when it was, the Carl big Barbie collection with all the tremendous Claudia, Naomi, Christy, and that was magical because the picture and the advertise meet the quality and the design, and it was dreamy time. Dreamy time. Dreamy also because I couldn't sometimes afford everything, but nowadays I wish I have bought so much when I see the price, skyrocketing.
I know it's insane, but is it in part also the price increases that are making you go to Hermès, or you just don't like Virginie's style?
Well, this the first thing was Hermès. I have a history with it because my mom had those, Kelly and shoes and Brit de Gala, historic ones. And when you're young, you just look at your mother like, even today, but she was like, it was the style I loved. And I was, my mother said Brit de Gala and everything like it was regular name. And I was used to that style. And for me, that was the best. And when I had the chance to have been offered a Kelly, but, at the time, there was it wasn't fashionable, the Kelly. It was all about the Birkin. And she offered me the same than her. A cellier in box. That is discontinued now. A black box with gold hardware. And it was like 20 years ago. So it was definitely not fashionable. And that was my first, emotion with Hermès. Everything is perfect. And, during that time, there was I was a Chanel addict, and what has never go down in Hermès is the quality. And step by step, lately, I've been a little bit disappointed with the Chanel quality. And when I spot the prices, I say, okay, maybe I can come back there. And I can tell you my last big purchase, and when I say big purchase, it's one of the iconic bag, gave me goosebumps and gave me emotions that I didn't felt with Chanel bags for ages.
Ah, interesting. So we have this aspect. So wait, so just to recap, when the black Kelly was offered you 20 years ago, you didn't even really want to go to Hermès, or your mom took you to Hermès. How did that 20-year ago bag happen? By accident, or you went specifically asking for the same bag your mother had?
I couldn't have asked for it. For me, it was my mom, it was history, and I was always saying, okay, maybe one day can I borrow it from you, and maybe one day can you think I can, you can give it to me in few years. And the thing is, I couldn't expect she could, come with me to the boutique and get me one. At that time, it was by order, so it took maybe like six months, but you could order whatever you wanted,
Ah,
So
interesting.
that was really, really good because it was in the boutique of Aix-en-Provence.
Yeah.
And it was a tiny one, but very, very nice, very sweet. I just remember the lady, very sweet because I was young, but she was, she was very friendly with me. Like I was here for ages and everything. Even if my mom was a customer, and she wasn't a customer in Aix-en-Provence, it's just, okay, we're here. Why don't we take a walk over there? For the first time. So that was a time you didn't need to add a background or anything. I mean, you just have the style and maybe to be polite and to ask and to say, I know what I want and I want this, and say, okay, let me take my book. And okay, at that time, I do think we paid a deposit of like 50%.
Oh, wow. Huh, that's fascinating. So you guys, 20 years ago, you just had to bring your elegance and your A game with you to the store, ask politely, and they private order. The Kelly was made to order. Boy, how times have changed.
Definitely.
And tell me.
And then in the not in the same time, but maybe 3 or 4 years after, again, I could, I said, okay, maybe I want some. I was a lawyer and said, okay, maybe I can have my own one. And so I've been again there, and I'll order a golden one, with white stitches, and it was a bigger one, and I like it because this one was a grainy. I asked for a grainy because I was a little bit scared with the boxed one that is beautiful. Like the Evercolor is beautiful, but you don't live with it. You take it out when you have 20 bags, safely to replace it. But I was like, don't approach me less than 1 meter away because that's the bag, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit less like, Chanel with, lambskin and caviar. I feel more comfortable sometimes with a non-fragile leather.
Yeah, but percentage-wise, 20 years ago, what are we talking about, the pricing of the Kelly? Like, was it much cheaper than today, or?
Definitely. I try to remember, but I think when I paid mine, it was around 4,000. And it was a big one, like 35, 36. I don't, you know what I mean? It's a gold one. It was, so a golden one with gold hardware. I do think it was around 4,000 euro.
And the black one?
The black one was offered to me by my mom, so
you
I
don't
can't tell you the price.
Yeah. But more or less, it would have been similar. Wow, 4,000. And now those bags are, in a basic leather.
8,000, 8,800 for sometimes smaller, like the 25, I mean.
Yeah, so if we go into the 30, 35, 40 size, it's like 10, 11,000 probably.
Yeah, a bit more, yes. I know the Birkin I paid last February, it's 25, and I paid 7K.
And I heard that they went up in price this year a little bit, like.
Yes, and it depends, I guess, because I have a friend of mine who bought another Birkin, same size, and it was 500 euros more. So I can tell you, because I didn't buy two this year, I can tell you about the fabrics or even any difference. But the one I bought was in Togo, and it was silver hardware and a 25 Birkin that time.
Yeah. And Tom Weiser is telling us in the chats, 20 years ago, Hermès was a very different experience. When my grandmother bought her Birkin, she walked in and ordered it with no drama at all.
Exactly.
Audrey says, I used to think Elwoods was the most beautiful lawyer, but it's clearly Claire.
Okay, I love you. Give me your dress. I'll send you a Birkin.
Audrey, you got a Birkin tonight. Girl, you just got yourself a Birkin. But Claire, so I mean, so you kind of you got the black Birkin from your mama, then
the black Kelly.
I'm sorry, the black Kelly. And
Yeah.
then you got the gold Kelly for yourself when you started,
Yes.
working, practicing as a lawyer. And then you kind of fell out of Hermes and then more Chanel and then back to Hermes later? Or was there more falling in and out?
Well, in the Hermes, I used during that time I bought more. Small accessories and for home, for home, like I bought many bracelet and double Kelly and collier de chien and manchette in enamel. And for home, I bought, I guess we all love this, but it's a classical like Avalon cushion and plaid, and I was much more into my home. I discovered all that, and I was almost like discovering the Chanel bags at the same moment. So I started to buy quite a lot of Chanel. Like I was lucky enough, but maybe once a year, every time for my birthday, with a little help of my mom. And yes, I had this because I felt so lucky to have at that moment two Kelly, a gold one, a black one. What can you expect more? I was young and I was super happy with that. And then I discovered the Chanel. I was super happy. And then I came back to Hermes with my friends. And I can say sometime with Instagram, because I didn't know, for example, some bags. And one time I said, the picotin is nice, it's easy, it's not fragile. So I've been to a picotin during those years, a regular one, a navy one. So it was another neutral color. And then I've been trying, I fell in love with a rose sakura. I couldn't have something, very specific as an iconic one, but I could have a big Evelyn. Number 3 is like, I do think it's 29 centimeters. Nowadays, it's the mini that are fashionable. But at that moment, I was super happy to have a big Evelyn in pink.
Yeah. I think big bags are coming back in style, by the way. I think we have exhausted the mini. Like this, it can't get smaller. If it gets any smaller, you're going to need a microscope for it. So I think we're going to be shifting pretty soon in fashion. We're going to go through the clutches, because I'm telling you, the clutch renaissance is here. And then we're going to veer towards bigger bags. That's my prognosis for the coming year or years. So stick to your big bags. Don't sell them. Don't give them away.
I'm okay. And the thing is to have funny things. And before buying, this year I got the goat I wanted. I got the rose pourpre. But before that, I had some touch of color thanks to, Rodeo or Petit Sac Orange.
Yeah.
And a good tip, if I can give some, is try the boutique where you are on holidays. For summer, if you are, for example, in Saint-Tropez at the beginning of the season or at the end, that's where sometimes I enter and I ask, okay, hello, do you have by chance any Rodeo? And they come back with 10. Say yes, so sometimes I was just have to choose the color, and I can say I wasn't wearing that much Hermes that day, but sometimes when you go on holidays, they put all the stock in the boutiques that are supposed to have tourists and to have people like this. So that's how I could have a Rodeo in Saint-Tropez. I could have the small bag orange in Biarritz, and try always the airports boutique. They don't have as much stock as the others, but sometimes I found a collier de chien. I wanted an orange one, and they had one. So that's some tips you can have, and that's the good thing to do a nice relationship with your SA, because there's a lot of SA that are coming from Paris and shift for the season to that small boutique. So it's good if you meet, say, for example, in Saint-Tropez or in another boutique, and then he or she told you, okay, if you want to see me in winter, I'm at the Faubourg. That's the good news.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I didn't know that they shift their sales associates. that they move them from from city to city. But then the company has to also pay for their apartments, I guess.
I don't know for that, but I've got an essay that's doing from May. I can't see him from May to October because it's not in Paris. So, but the time I meet him, it was in another place, and I entered. I asked at the moment, for the Brit de Gala Charms bag. He didn't have it, but I found a Brit de Gala Twilly, and I bought 2 bangles. So it was small things. And then he gave me his cards. And when I've been back to Paris, I tried the regular way to order a bag. It means apply on internet. And I tried twice. And at the end I said, okay, maybe I can send him a message. And he was so warm with me. I couldn't expect that. He said, yes, I remember you. Of course, we can have a meeting together. I was like, what?
Wow, that's so cool.
That was, and this particular experience from my last bag is a dream come true, definitely.
So what is the latest bag you got from Hermès?
Well, that was this one. That was the one in the iconic one. The last one was the Birkin, 25 centimeters, rose pourpre, silver hardware in Togo.
Oh my gosh! And this was how long ago?
It was in last March.
Okay, so just a couple of months ago. And what I'm interested also to know, because you did mention that 20 years ago when your mom got you the black Kelly, you did use the word, you said they offered you. Was it back then also on this offer basis? Because I was always thinking that this whole concept of, finally I've been shopping at Hermès for so long with the same sales associate, and now finally after 2 years they offered me to sell me a 10,000 euro bag. But before you did not need a credit, like a purchase history, right?
No, not at all. No, not at all. We were not even client in Aix-en-Provence.
Yeah.
I've never bought something before. My mother neither.
So and today, would you say that, so first of all, just a quick question about the airports, because I used to travel a lot, and whenever I would go to Hermès airports, I love to buy their Hermès perfumes.
Yes.
I like to look at, I love their silver. So I never really asked when traveling through airports for like major bags, but you said like it's always good to ask at airports. Do you think, but an airport would never have a Birkin or a Kelly? Would an airport Hermès boutique have a Birkin or a Kelly?
I don't think so, but sometimes you can find nowadays a Mini Eveline, a Picotin, who are quite well known actually. Nowadays to have a Mini Eveline, I've got friends that have found them in airport.
Wow. And
same bag for the Pégase charm.
Yeah. Huh. And what about then there's this big talk all over YouTube, a lot of people who love Hermès bags. Actually, no, let me reiterate. A lot of people that just love the Birkin and the Kelly, nothing else from Hermès, but they would go to extra lengths to, have to build up a purchase history with Hermès just to get offered a bag. Do you think that that today the same rules apply to each customer that comes to, let's say, I'm not talking about worldwide, because I know that Hermès has slightly different policies according to which country they're in and how big, demand and offer is. But let's say for Paris, do you think that there is some sort of differentiation made from customer to customer, or is there the same thing for everybody? Like, you got to have this amount of money that you spent on this amount on this type of products, blah, 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 in order for us to even consider selling you a Birkin or a Kelly? Or do you think there's still some other unspoken rule?
So what I can say to my experience is, for example, so for the last time I've been for my bag, I was super lucky because I had the appointment, but I didn't mention what I wanted before. But the moment you have the appointment, you have to be very specific. if you have the appointment, say, okay, I want a Birkin. For the size, I prefer 25. For the color, I want first rose pourpre, a second blue jeans, a third yellow lime. I want something vivid. And then he asked me, okay, what about the leather? I said, I want something not fragile. And then he asked me, what about the material? I said, it depends on the color you have, but I'm flexible on it. So the only thing I was flexible, was on the hardware, but I knew my subject. That's the thing when you have an appointment. The thing is, what I've been told and what I've experienced is you apply for an appointment. Maybe you want to have once, 2 or 3 times, but at the end they see how many times you try. And at some points, I think you get succeed. Third point is, this is for Faubourg, okay, Faubourg Saint-Honoré. But when I've been last time, 1 month ago, I've been to Sèvres because I wanted to have some makeup, and the color I wanted were at the boutique de Sèvres, so near the Bon Marché. There's 2 queues. You have to be in the morning, and there were 1 queue for the bags and 1 queue not for the bags. And at that time, they were tourists. I can't tell you they had history with the brand, but I stay enough time to hear some talk and to see 2 couples living with, I'm sure it was a bag. Can't tell you if it was a Kelly or Birkin, but they lived with it and they were super happy. And then I could hear sometimes some sales associate saying, okay, we don't have this for you. We don't have this for you. But maybe they can please everybody. But the moment you have to be very specific for your demand, if they can please you, it's okay. And I didn't felt you needed to have history. But on the other time, when I was granted an appointment, when my essay, received me in the private salon, that's why he explained to me, okay, today I'm entitled to propose you an iconic bag because first, I know you. Second, you bow to me small things, and I know you have a love with the house. And not to mention, every 3 years they erase your account. If you don't buy any iconic bag for 3 years, you don't have any more history. So they couldn't see I bought, many bags. They just could see I bought some, I can say, small items, but on a regular basis. But with the appointment, when I was granted one, I know there are some search done. So I think there's 2 things. This, when you want an appointment, or the second, when you're going directly in the queue, like I do think you can queue at Rue de Sèvres and Georges V. Totally different from the Faubourg Saint-Honoré, definitely.
And so when you queue, you can get lucky that day and get a bag.
Yes, but you can only queue at Georges V and Sèvres, and there are 2 different queues, because I remember they say, okay, you're not waiting for a bag, and I had like 25 person in front of me. They made me in another queue that was like no queue to go to buy whatever I wanted else.
I see. And Faubourg Saint-Honoré is where you need an appointment for sure, and if you get an appointment, it means that they are ready to sell a bag to you. Otherwise, they don't give you the appointment.
Yeah, they will be very rare with that. They don't give you a bag, except that you're asking for something they definitely don't have. But, I've been walking in Faubourg Saint-Honoré yesterday, and I had Hermès on me, and the boutique was half empty. There was a lot of people at Oran and shoes, but for the bags, it was quite empty. I started to speak, like asking for a Pégase, and so the person was really nice, because, I do think I had Hermès on me, and he knew what I was talking about, and asked for a specific color like bleu brun, thing like that. And he told me, unfortunately, we don't have that for the moment. I said, okay, may I see the bags? And I wanted to see if I could see, the non-iconic bags. So they showed me the way to the bags with my friend. And the moment I asked, okay, do you have any mini Evelyn? Do you have any Picotin? they told me, okay, no, you need an appointment. I said, okay, do I need an appointment for that too? She told me yes, and that she gave me the card with, with the hermesfaubourg.com to register for the day after. So it's definitely different at the Faubourg Saint-Honoré for me, even for any bags. Because when I enter in the airport or I enter in Saint-Tropez or wherever, if I ask, okay, do you have any Mini Evelyn? They say, oh, okay, maybe today we don't have it, but maybe we receive it in 2 days, so come back. So it's definitely different.
So fascinating, so fascinating. And do you believe that this is, oh my God, Claire, this is so juicy. First of all, I'm so happy that you're a lawyer. I don't know in which field you're specialized in, but you can imagine which direction the question is going to go, the second one. But the first one is, do you believe, or let's just say the type of marketing games that they are playing, do you believe that long-term this will be beneficial to Hermès?
The thing is, Hermès have been doing very rare, and they are selling, and definitely the craftsmanship is amazing. As I said, when I saw my bag, at the moment, my essay told me, "Are you happy?" I was in shock. You know what I mean? And it took me a few minutes to realize, and then I touched it, and I guess I was very emotional on the way home, because I'm sorry, but it was so perfect. And then I waited the day after to open it again, and it was like, oh my God, it's so perfect. And when I said perfect, it's perfect for every single angle, and that's what it produced. If you're not, blasé, as we said,
yeah,
they were perfect. And I had not that emotion with a Chanel bag, I can definitely say for ages, So because of the emotion, because of the perfection, because of the craftsman, because of the quality of the different leather or the different colors, yes, we will still queue and I will still wait. And the thing is, now I began with a neutral color, and now I'm into vivid color, and now I'm just saying, okay, I think I'm entitled to 2 bags per year. Maybe I won't be lucky enough to be proposed a second one or wherever, but I'm not at that peace with them, if I can say, but because the emotion is huge. And if I'm allowed to say that, Chanel actually is doing what we say the same policy, and I don't think they will succeed because of what we said just before with Laura. So I do think they will succeed, Hermès, still, because the quality is here. Okay, you wait,
yeah.
But it worth the wait.
But what do you mean about Chanel is trying to do the same? Chanel is trying to also artificially limit their timeless classic and 255 bags?
Yes. Yeah, I do think at a point you won't be allowed to enter and to buy a Chanel like this if they don't know you. I do think now they're pushing up the price. When I remember I bought my first jumbo, I remember exactly. It was in 2011 when I finished a MasterChef. I was like, okay, I definitely need a treat. And I entered into Chanel and I said, okay, what's a bag? And I bought my jumbo in caviar, and I still have the receipt. And it was 3,200. Okay, we're talking about 10 years ago, and now it's like more than 7,000. And as I told you in March, I paid my Birkin 25 centimeters in amazing condition, in amazing quality, the same price. So tell me what I'm going to choose.
Exactly. But why do you think Chanel is going to start artificially saying you need a credit history purchase, you need a credit history to get offered a double flap or something? Because I think their prices are so over the top, the quality is so low that at this point they can't afford to say no. What else are they going to sell? I mean...
I do think they want to produce less. I don't know if it's a COVID or something else, but they want to produce less, so they made you want it more. And we can see it today. In Instagram, for example, for the beige caramel, it was crazy. After that, it was the beige Claire. Now, after that, it was the pink bubble gum. And now we're talking about the revival of the 90s. Everybody is like, okay, it's going to be out. When it's going to be out? I want to have it. It's 21K already out. Okay, I want it before. And you prepay now. So you don't see your bag, you prepay. So it doesn't have to be very perfect. And at the end, when you pre-order, you prepay, and you have it maybe 2 months later, and everybody wants it. Even if it's not perfect, you say, okay, I'm still keeping it. But when you compare at the end, you say, okay, no, now we realize the stitching is not okay, the shape is not okay. That never happened with Hermes. I'm sorry. So I do think for me, Chanel is trying to up the price, make it more désirable in French.
Yeah, desirable.
And, yes, and if you produce less, you have less in sale and you have less in anything, but you make the same earnings. I do think they're gonna fail. I've already I'm buying 10% of Chanel what I was buying 5 years ago.
Interesting.
And I was a Chanel girl.
Yeah, and you were also buying apparel, not just bags.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And, but something you said about the pre-ordering at Chanel, you also have to prepay. In my boutique, that doesn't happen. When I pre-order, we're talking apparel here, well, whatever, actually, they did not make me pay anything in advance. But they ordered my size just for me.
Okay, that's nice. But nowadays, even Vuitton, you have to prepay. For the Necessity or for many things now that don't even show in the boutique. You have to prepay. I think after that you can cancel it, of course. But at the moment, you have to prepay. So that's a new way to, I think, produce less. Be sure to produce according to the demand. I do think that's the new policy. And Chanel, for me, price up and less quantity. They're making same amount of money, but the problem actually they have is the quality. I'm sorry, I'm not the first one to say.
No, yeah.
And I do think what works with Hermes, the weight, the waiting list, the hope, the list, the queue, everything is working because at the end, you're super happy. Definitely, you're super happy.
And then the legal question that I have for you, because a lot of people are talking about other countries. The regulations, and I will be touching base in other videos on that topic as well. A lot of YouTubers are saying, there's one rule in Hawaii, somebody's been told something else in Dubai, Hermes, somebody's been told something else in America. In American Hermes boutiques, they're kind of becoming quite, in your face, like, okay, you dropped $20,000 today, I'll give you a Birkin on top for another $15,000.
Oh, yes, I've read that, yes.
So how legal is this? This is my question. Is it legal? And I don't know what your field of expertise is in law, but from a legal standpoint, could you give us I guess French law is different from American law, obviously, but is this legal? Can a person in a store tell you? First they lie and say, we don't have the bag. And then you say, well, okay, I would like to purchase this gold bracelet, those shoes. Oh, I love that jacket. And then and then you go to the cash register and then you say, hey, really? You really don't have a Birkin? And then the person says, well, I said we didn't have it, but let me check again. And then they go to the back, talk to the manager, come back out and says, well, if you spend another $5,000 on top of this, then I can offer you to buy a Kelly or a Birkin on top. But just to let you know, those extra $5,000 you have to spend, you can't just spend them on anything. You have to spend them on jewelry or homeware. Is that legal?
Okay, so first of all, I was in counterfeiting. I've got a PhD in counterfeiting of luxury goods, and I was practicing in criminal law. But the thing is, I may say, prove it. I mean, pas vu, pas pris, it's the same thing than from restaurants. If you want a good table, tip me. So, for example, for Hermes, something you have to know is tips are forbidden, gifts are forbidden. Definitely, in any case, they are always refusing gifts because people try to buy them, to bribe them. So that's a policy. They can never accept any gift. and if something is dropped, they give it to the association. They are not allowed to have anything. So the thing is, we're not talking about rules. We are here. It's habits, because it's not written, of course. Like in restaurants, to have good table, like in the club. Okay, they won't. It's not written on the marble. Like, okay, you have to take five Dom Perignon vintage, and I give you the table. But it worked like that. So we're not talking anymore about law. It's about, I'll say habits. But definitely, it's have nothing to see with the law, because we don't say it's, I'll say, let me take the word, discriminatory. But it's just like they can always say we reward our good customer, like fidelity. How do you say?
Fidelity. Loyalty and fidelity. Yes.
Yes. They can always say, okay, it's just we try to please our best customer and to be loyal. It's nothing against you, for sure. It has nothing to see with the law.
Yeah, I see. But the lying, saying I don't have the bag, and then half an hour later saying, oh, actually I do.
They can always say well, it's not a lie. I thought, but by magic, something happened to be there. I didn't saw it.
Yeah.
It will always be the thing, like prove it, and show me, the damages.
I see what you mean. But at the same time, though, do we consider this type of attitude elegantly luxurious? That's the question, too.
Definitely. Yeah, when we enter luxury world, we expect the best. I expect when I come into a boutique to have a warm welcome, not to be from head to toe scrutinized. And I'm not a number. You don't have to, in your head, calculate how much do I worth. So if I'm, good enough, or it's like a pretty woman thing, I don't think we have anything for you. You're in the wrong boutique. This is something because, in Nice, there was a story, I'm old. 20 years ago, they fired a sales associate. I won't say which boutique, but there were two American girls because, we're living by the beach. And so there were two American girls coming back from the beach with, denim shorts and, straw hat when it wasn't very fashionable. It was just useful, and bags. And they enter into a boutique, and it was like, pretty woman, we have nothing for you.
Ooh.
They go out and they just cross the street, and then they enter into another one. And in like 1 hour, they spend like 50,000 euro, and then it has been back to the knowledge of the direction of the other boutique, and they fired the SA.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Do you remember a couple of years ago, Oprah Winfrey, a famous television personality from America, was at Louis Vuitton in Italy somewhere, and they didn't want to sell her a bag that was there. And then she left, came back. I guess then they realized who she was and they sold it to her. I mean, this type of, I want to say, not just racism when it comes to skin color, but also, you're white trash from America. So we're in Saint-Tropez, or I don't know which beach you said. The beach was...
it was in Nice.
In Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, But times are also changing, I think. I do believe you need to bring a certain elegance with you when you enter somebody else's home, because a boutique it's the home of that brand and of those sales associates. So you have to bring elegance. Don't expect elegance if you don't bring elegance to the table. That's what I always say. But from the point of Hermès or from any brand, to kind of, like you said, when I enter the store and they immediately start scrutinizing me, checking me out from head to toe. Okay, we could squish out 15,000 out of him, and then a bag for another 10,000 because he wants the bag. And then they make it clear to me that I need to, buy something that day more. That's not elegant to me. To me, that's vulgar. That is so vulgar, because I know that they are keeping these bags artificially low in production. Why am I saying this? Because otherwise, it's counterproductive for them to say, well, we keep the Birkin and the Kelly low in production because they're really good quality. So I'm like, but all your other bags are available on the sales floor, so you're contradicting yourself. Or are you telling me that the other bags you have on your sales floor are lower quality than the Birkin and the Kelly? Because something is wrong here. You know what I mean? Otherwise, no bag should be on the sales floor. They should all be gone because they're all really well produced. None of them are overproduced. All of them are special. And instead, no, it's like Kelly and Birkin, those are the ones that are, there are others too, but those are the two top-notch ones. And yet, after all is said and done, all I see is a bunch of people on Instagram and on YouTube every day unboxing a bunch of these bags. Now, some of them might be fakes. I don't know, but a lot of them are authentic. And I'm like, so what are we talking about here? People like Jeffree Star, okay? You can like him or hate him, who cares? But he does not wear Hermès clothes. The guy buys Gucci trash all the time. And really, you know, whatever. And he's wearing clothes from other brands. He's wearing, you know, he buys his Louis stuff and no clothes from Hermès. He doesn't have shit from Hermès, but he has hundreds of Kellys and Birkins in all colors, in all leather materials, and they, you know, keep selling them to him. So at a certain point, I asked myself, how does this company get away with it? Why doesn't anybody speak up? And now I understand what you're saying as well, because you also have a history with the brand. You also have a history with French, actually, culture and heritage, and your mom initiated you into the beauty of it. So there's a whole different elegance that comes with you, and a whole different type of grace that comes with you when you carry yourself through the city, when you go into these boutiques. Like, you're a natural, you know what I mean? So it's a whole different ball game, the game you're playing, because to you, it's not a game. To you, it's a lifestyle. So that's why you also, I understand when you say, you know what, I will gladly stand in the queue at Faubourg Saint-Honoré, and I will gladly do all that because I know that once I do get that bag, I will feel so happy because it will be so perfect and it's fulfilling. But to a lot of people, they never get to that point because the brand blocks them off. Not just because the brand thinks, you might be a reseller, so I'm not going to give it to you. Sometimes the brand is just, you know what? You're trash. I'm not going to tell you you're trash, but I think you're trash. So you ain't going to get the bag. Okay, boo-boo? But I'm going to be very politely, you know, I'm going to turn you down, you know, in a snobby, polite way. And I'm going to let you know that, no, maybe next time. But I'm going to keep you guessing. I'm going to make you keep guessing because you're going to keep believing that you're going to have to build up more and more purchase history with us. In the meanwhile, Hermès is milking you out of all your money, but they never end up offering you one of these quota bags. This is what I find vulgar. You know what I mean? That not everybody has a fair chance with this brand. With this brand, you only get a fair chance, fair for them, if they think you are a person that plays the game they want you to play. And this to me is vulgar. I don't know how else to explain it, you guys. To me, this is like it. Do you know what I mean, Claire?
Yes, totally. And you know something, I was talking, you know, last week with a friend of mine. She's everything sweet, you know, and one time she has been welcomed in such a bad way at Hermes. She has been to another store and she said, okay, I want to speak to the direction, but what I experienced was so bad. Definitely, I don't deserve that. And she had the courage to open her mouth. And then they say, okay, we are really sorry for the others. Say, yes, I don't expect that. I wanted to be just treated as a normal, and they were not really, really rude. So she said that. And she had the same discourse that you. Sometimes, we are expecting an item. For example, I want a Pegasus a charm for a long time, but I mean a long time. Just before it was on sale, I was searching one and was experiencing, the website and everything, and asking in any boutique from the airport to anyone. And I was expecting, before the curfew, the second curfew, maybe there's not any tourists, so maybe I will have more chance to get this small item. I'm not talking about bag. I'm talking about, just a charm. And it has been so complicated, and I could never have. And we say, okay, sometimes we see so many, and I mean so many on Instagram about all the picture, and the girl can have 4 different colors, all the collection. And then after 1 week or 2, she said, okay, I don't want it anymore. I'm going to resell it. I said, okay, we just want one for our private collection. And there are some people that can have them without any limit, and they don't even enjoy it. They just have it to resell twice the price. And I opened it from about that 2 days ago, and I've been to the Faubourg. I say, okay, hello, do you have a Pégase? And they say, oh, we had, but we don't have it anymore. I say, okay. And I said, okay, it's a little bit disturbing. And I said officially, because I see so many on Instagram in every color, with a lot of reseller. And they say, oh, yes, that's a problem. Yes, that's a problem, but bigger for me than for you. And you say, oh, well, we're expecting more, but maybe, okay, which color do you want? I say, at that point, it's not even about the color. It's the concept that it seems sometimes not people who have a really interest get it, but I can say sometimes, trash people, I'm sure sometimes they don't pay for it. They've been granted because there's some VIP in some way. I don't know. And how can you sell to the same person 4 different Pégase? How can you 4 different? You say you're chasing the reseller, but how can you say to someone for something that is so specific, you're selling 4? Tell me. So you have some time to face them. They have to be, I hope, like for the Chanel stitches, I hope sometimes they agree with us and say, yes, that's something that we have to fight, something that we have to correct. Sometimes you never know what can happen in the store, but it doesn't it can be a general politic. The general politic has to be welcome in the luxury world, where a percentage of the price is the dream, the welcome, everything, not just the item. We know that the price is not about just this small piece of leather. It's the whole thing, and we want the whole thing. And I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Claire. What a wonderful conversation. You are so to the point, which I would expect from a lawyer and from a chef.
Well, I'm still a lawyer. I can't practice because when you're a lawyer, you can't do anything else. So the last law thing I did was 10 years ago. But, I've been, my thesis was about counterfeiting of luxury goods, but I'm very, very concerned about everything.
No, that's good. Me too. So, it's good to speak with somebody who's so specialized in counterfeit goods law. So when I made the video raising awareness about that extra Chanel stitch on the smalls and the mediums, by the way, guys, that video is linked in the description box down below. You agree with me or you don't about that extra stitch situation? It is sketchy. It's shady, isn't it? The fact that the same bag is offered in 2 different...
Yes, because when I did my thesis at that time, it was a few years ago. You learn how to recognize something, and you train people to recognize. Okay, so you give them a guidance and specific elements to identify. And when even the essay doesn't know what's going on, when you don't know how to explain it, when you don't know why they are doing it. How can you know what's good, what's wrong? How can you identify it? And for me, it's the door open to many, many, many problems to come.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I have my ideas and my theories on why this extra stitch and why this general production of this bag is more wonky. I personally believe it's just because Chanel wants to save money and they've been sourcing out production, but that's just a theory. We can't prove it. And I think they just want to make extra money that way. And, but only time will tell, and only if enough people, if enough of you watching actually go and keep asking and pressing on this and pushing Chanel to give you an answer, only then do we stand a chance of getting an actual answer.
Yep.
Sure, it's going to be a PR answer. They're going to sneak their way out of it, but at least they might stop doing it and going back to the original quality, which is all we, at the end of the day, that's all we want, the good quality that we're paying for $1,000 more every year, by the way.
Oh God, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Claire, you were such a treasure. Thank you. You have no clue how valuable your sharing your information and your experience with this community really is. I do hope that people actually, you know, this video is almost now an hour long. People are scared. You know how it is. Everybody's the attention span of a fruit fly. A lot of people are going to be super scared to click on a video that's an hour long. But I do hope that people do click on it. And I do hope that people do watch it, because you have taught us so much, Claire, in this video by sharing your experience with us, that it's priceless. It's really, really priceless, all the information. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And this is coming from somebody who's not even, yeah, sure, I love my Hermès crops. I love my Hermès little jewelry, my tarot cards. You know, I love Hermès for the horse riding gear. I'm not hunting down Birkins and Kellys, but I do appreciate the brand and I do respect it for other reasons. I really love it for what it is. You know, I don't care for the Birkin and Kelly. I really care for Hermès as this incredibly amazing brand that deals with horse riding gear and sports gear in a luxury way, which to me is so beautiful. So that is enough for me to be interested in talking further, and of course furthering the whole conversation about the Kelly and the Birkin, because those are the bags that are considered the Olympus when it comes to holy grails of quality and luxury. So you have definitely explained a lot of points which have been touched upon by many, many luxury YouTubers, but have never been really solved. Nobody has ever dotted the E's. Nobody has ever crossed out the T's, which you did in today's video. So you have no clue. This is amazing. And this video will hopefully help a lot of people in the future as well. So may it have a prosperous and long living life, this little video of ours. Claire, thank you from the bottom of my heart. What else can I say, you guys? Follow Claire on Instagram, Claireverneil. I'm going to spell it out for you guys again, but I will put the link also to follow Claire underneath this video in the description box. It is CLAIREVERNEIL. Claireverneil. So thank you, Claire, so much. I'm wishing you wonderful life in Paris, my dear. I hope to one day be able to experience your cuisine and taste some of the marvelous, marvelous knickknacks that you create.
Thank you so much, Dacob. Thank you for welcoming me. And maybe at the next Salon du Chocolat, you will bake something with me, hopefully.
Oh my God, I would love to. If I ever make it, you know, to visit you or something, we could shoot a little video together. You teach me one little recipe, a little something chocolatey. We could film that if you want. And by the time I'm done eating everything, you will roll me home. Because
we will do chocolate lollipop in a bad shape. I do think it will be something.
Oh my God, you guys, a little chocolate in the shape of a bag. We could do a 255 for me, and we could do a little Birkin or a Kelly for you.
Without doing the queue. Affordable right now.
Affordable right now, no queue and no purchase history required.
Not at all.
Amazing.
Just a good taste.
Thank you, Claire, so much, my love.
Thank you so much.
Send my love to Laura as well, the CCSpy. By the way, follow the CCSpy while you're at it, guys. On Instagram, TheCCSpy, my dear friend and Chaneloholic, Lauretta. So, you guys, until next time, subscribe to this channel, will ya? We deliver. We deliver. Thumb up the video, subscribe, push the join button, become a member today, gain access to extra perks. You can also follow me on Patreon, become a patron today, gain access. Freud would have a lot to say about that little errata corrige. Gain access to extra perks there as well, such as being listed at the end of every video as co-producer of the Fashion Bunker. Just like every good old Hollywood movie has the best, elegantly and sophisticatedly rolling end credits. Also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, superdacob, all spelled together, and on my Chanel journey. My Chanel collection is available for view on the Coco Chanel is in my house, all spelled together, Instagram profile, and then I have another profile dedicated to the life of Coco called Coco Chanel Privé, all spelled together there as well. Let me get to a few of your comments. I know you guys have been writing a lot, but I had to phase out the chats because Claire was giving so much wonderful information. Jam says, Cami V says, loved Claire. Oh, Jane Davenport says, guys, make chocolate camellias. Seabreeze says, Lux cooking. Yes. Then there was also a comment from another YouTuber about somebody who said that they live in Paris and that there is no something queuing necessary. I don't know. I think it's all gone. Oh, it's too far gone. There's too many chats. But I did read the comment. It had something to do. Oh wait, Julie Scott says, I totally agree with you about Hermès making people feel that they're less than if they don't get offered a bag. Not only is this unethical, but it can have devastating effects on insecure people. And I think this is the best way to end this video. This is so true, you guys. This is ultimately all what's about, I mean, it's luxury, it's the buy this, feel special, more special than her, him, them, but we're all human beings at the end of the day. We all deserve to be loved. We all want to love. And sometimes, even if it's just a bag, okay, but somebody makes you feel like shit because they're making you understand without words, just with the demeanor, that you don't deserve it. Not because you can't afford it monetarily, just because, no, boo-boo. That can have devastating effects. And ultimately, it's not human. We are social creatures. We are social animals. And if you start implementing these strategies of communication that demean another human being, then the whole system collapses. Then the whole purpose of being human makes no sense all of a sudden. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.